The Supreme Court hearing arguments today in two crucial cases regarding higher education.
They involve affirmative action and could overturn decades of precedent that allow for race-based admission policies at universities. So let's break down what happened on the bench today. The case involves Harvard University and the University of North Carolina. Challengers argue the school's admission programs violate equal protection principles, eliminate the promise of a colorblind society, and discriminate against Asian Americans. Some students at UNC say there's too much weight on race in admissions, resulting in discrimination against whites and Asian Americans in favor of Black and Hispanic applicants. The school says it takes a holistic approach to admissions decisions. Harvard is accused of holding Asian Americans to a higher standard and capping their numbers. However, the school says it sets no such limits.
I want to see affirmative action being repealed and become illegal in college admission system across this country.
I think I speak for myself and other Black students that we really are scared at the end of the day.
Now tonight we're asking local universities about the impact a decision could have here in the Miami Valley. Mamie Ba joins us live from the University of Dayton tonight. And Mamie, what's the school saying about this?
Well, the University of Dayton tells me that regardless of what happens with this decision, it will not impact them, because when it comes to admissions, decisions are not based on race or ethnicity. It also tells me that right now more than 19% of the students that were admitted this academic year are from historically unrepresented racial and ethnic groups.
So maybe what are organizations like the NAACP saying? We've always backed affirmative action.
Well, the NAACP tells me that this will close doors that otherwise should remain open. It also tells me that his affirmative action needs to stay because it provides equality. Now, the Asian American students that are leading this case believe otherwise.
I think that is something that has been polarizing. It has been problematic, and I think the nation is ready for this.
When you try to have somebody say that there's reverse discrimination, that's just a tactic and a ploy, not to rewind the clocks. We cannot afford to have the clocks rewind.
Now, this is not the first time that justices are hearing this case. Now, coming up at 6:30, while legal experts believe this time it will be struck down. Plus, I'm reaching out to other universities, what they're saying about affirmative action. Back to you.
Mamie, thanks. Now, after 5 years of unanswered questions, Indiana State Police have arrested a man in connection with the unsolved Delphi murders. 13-year-old Abigail Williams and 14-year-old Liberty Libby German were found dead near a hiking trail in Delphi, Indiana back in 2017. Now, 50-year-old Richard Allen has formally been named a suspect. He's being held without bond and has pleaded not guilty to the killings. A judge found probable cause to arrest him but sealed the evidence against him because the case is still ongoing. Now, during today's emotional news conference, state police said the case is far from over, but this is a big step forward.
Abby and Libby, though in death, have had a profound effect on so many of us. Today is not a day to celebrate, but the arrest of Richard M. Allen of Delphi on 2 counts of murder is sure a major step in leading to the conclusion of this long-term and complex investigation.
Now, police say they're not ruling out that others may be involved. Again, this investigation is very much open, and the department encourages anyone to call or email with any tips. So if you know anything about the murders of Abby and Libby, you should contact Indiana State Police. You can call them at 765-822-3535, or you can email Abby and Libby tip at CACOSHRF.com.
Another big update out of Indiana. A prosecutor wants the death penalty for the man charged with killing Richmond police officer Sierra Burton. Wayne County prosecutor Mike Shipman requested that 47-year-old Philip Lee, if he is convicted of her murder, that he's put to death. Court documents allege Lee used a gun, fired shots towards Richmond officers during a traffic stop, shooting Burton in the head. Now, that happened back on August 10th. Officer Burton was flown by care flight to Miami Valley Hospital here in Dayton, but passed away after being taken off life support on September 1st.
All right, a live look in Miamisburg now, where Trick or Treat is now underway. It may not look like it. Streets a little bare at this point, but soon they're going to be full of little trick-or-treaters and their families. Let's check in now with Chief Meteorologist Natalie Walters. Is rain going to clear out so that everyone can head out?
Well, we have some showers around, but the good news is that there are going to be some breaks through the evening too. So just keep the rain gear handy if you are going to be out there. Taking a look at where we do have the rain right now. We just saw some actually make its way through Miamisburg, and there will be a little bit more. Here's a look at where we do have showers pushing into Miami County. So Troy, you're pretty quiet right now, but there's a heavier pocket of rain just off to your west. So we'll continue to monitor for some rain there. Greenville seeing some showers at this time. Into Montgomery County, you could see Dayton getting some rain back into Miamisburg. It's quiet in Springboro at this time. Xenia, you're about to get some shower activity too. It's really the next hour or so. I think that's when we're going to see most of that precipitation. Thankfully, temperature-wise, it's pretty mild. We have 63 in Dayton, 63 in Troy, and through the evening, we will continue to track some of those showers. They'll start to taper off around 7 p.m. or so, becoming cloudy around 8 p.m. Temperatures will be in the lower 60s, but coming up, I will have the rest of the week's forecast. Got to warm up as we head into November.
Natalie, thanks. Ohio gubernatorial candidate and former Dayton Mayor Nan Whaley casting her ballot at the Montgomery County Board of Elections today. She was joined by her husband, Sam. Whaley says it's more important than ever to come out and vote, especially as abortion rights are at stake.
Young women particularly are paying really heavy attention in Ohio, and this is going to affect if Ohio is a state that grows or doesn't in the future. We recognize voting as a choice, but there are real implications for people's communities, for their future, for their freedom on this ballot.
Now this week, Whaley is going to be traveling with Ohio Senator Sherrod Brown to encourage people to cast their ballots. They head to Youngstown tomorrow and will then be all over the state. And candidate for U.S. Senate J.D. Vance is stopping by our Dayton 24/7 Now studios today. As far as inflation, Vance says that he wants to open American energy markets to bring down energy and food prices further and to create new jobs here in Ohio. As for the topic of abortion, he says it's about more than just the choice to terminate the pregnancy or bring the fetus to term. He says he thinks there's a lot of common ground that we could create on these issues and changes to be made.
I think that partially that's a healthcare question. We know a lot of young women feel like they can't have a baby because the healthcare isn't going to be there for them. We really got to fix that. We know a lot of young women would actually like to have a baby and give it up for adoption, but those options aren't available to them. We've really got to fix that.
Former President Trump has endorsed Vance for the race. He'll join Vance at a campaign event in Vandalia next Monday. You can find all the information on that event on our website, Dayton247now.com. And of course, our cameras are going to be there on Monday, so be sure to tune in for our full coverage of the event. And during our one-on-one interview, we also asked Vance about the race against Democratic Congressman Tim Ryan, inflation and the economy, Trump's support, as well as crime and border security. You can hear all of his answers right now on Dayton247now.com. Just find this story under the Beyond the Podium heading in the News tab.
And Vance also stopped by the Dayton Area Chamber of Commerce for a U.S. Senate candidate forum they hosted. And while in Dayton, Vance focused on what could give the economy an economic boost and what could keep everyone safe in the area.
I just want to send a message that if we get the inflation under control, we get the crime under control, Dayton is going to really thrive in the next generation. And that's part of my job as a U.S. Senator, is to make sure that happens.
Now, Vance is planning to continue to campaign in the Miami Valley, including a stop at Dayton International Airport with former President Trump next Monday. His political rival, Tim Ryan, will also be stopping by the Miami Valley this Thursday. We'll be there. We'll get an exclusive one-on-one interview with him ahead of the big election, so be sure to tune in later this week to hear what he's saying. The future of a controversial resolution at the Ohio Board of Education is up in the air tonight. There's been no resolution and no decision made by the board's executive committee. Now, that would require schools to notify parents if a student is questioning their gender identity. The committee says they'll take up that issue again next month. The resolution proposes changes to Title IX and requires schools to accept the changes to get federal nutrition assistance. It calls biological sex a scientific and unchangeable fact. Opponents, though, say it'll strip the rights of LGBTQIA+ students.
And for everything election related, we do have it all in one place for you. Just go to Dayton247now.com, and we have interviews again with all the candidates, information about local issues, and resources to help you prepare to cast your ballot. Just click Beyond the Podium right there under the News tab. And for all the latest updates from the campaign trail, be sure to keep up with us at Dayton247now on all social media platforms. Well, the man accused of attacking House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's husband is now charged. Adam is at the Now desk, and the FBI is involved, right?
Yeah, that's right. The FBI spoke with Paul Pelosi over the weekend. He provided details of the attack. Now, the alleged attacker, David DePape, is charged with multiple felonies, including attempted homicide. Law enforcement sources tell CNN he brought zip ties, duct tape, and a hammer during the Friday break-in. San Francisco's police chief didn't mince words when discussing what happened.
We have to put a stop to this. These families aren't in office. And even if they were, nobody deserves to have a violent assault and attack because they're doing their jobs. I mean, we can all disagree. We need some civility here. And I just, it's pathetic in my view. And I know I'm going on and on about this, but it is really disturbing for people who are serving our government, our cities, our counties, our states, our nation, have to put up with this nonsense. And we need to say enough on this.
Now, Pelosi is recovering after having surgery to repair a skull fracture and serious injuries to his right arm and hands. He is expected to make a full recovery.
A celebration in South Korea turning into a mass casualty event. After the break, how a nearby university is mourning one of its students killed in the stampede, plus her relation to an Ohio lawmaker.
And you are looking live in downtown Dayton now. Halloween has begun. We'll share some safety advice if you plan on taking the kids trick-or-treating.
Plus, I'm tracking some spooky showers through the evening. How long they're going to be sticking around, that's coming up. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Weather Window, presented by the National Weather Desk.
Here's a great visual of fog forming over a river, in this case the Coosa River in Alabama. Known as steam fog, it often occurs in the fall as colder air moves over warmer water. And just in time for today, we have this image. Meteorologist Ed Piotrowski calls it a cumulo-pumpkin cloud. Is this what meteorologists mean by cloud seeding? No, we just think it's a perfect way to say Happy Halloween.
For more content like this, like the National Weather Desk on Facebook.
One 154 people were killed over the weekend in Seoul, South Korea when a crowd surged during Halloween celebrations. 2 of them were Americans. They were both college students studying abroad. One of them was the niece of Ohio Representative Brad Wenstrup. 20-year-old Annie Gieske was a third-year nursing major at the University of Kentucky. Courtney Wheaton tells us her friends, family, and the entire campus are all mourning.
Before Ann attended the University of Kentucky, she was a student here at Beechwood High School. She was a drum major and a 2021 graduate. We received these new photos from Principal Justin Kaiser. Friends at the University of Kentucky share their disbelief.
It's really just a shot in the dark. I mean, it's just like wrong place, wrong time. The chances of that are so slim to almost impossible.
It's definitely something I feel like that everyone's kind of upset about. Obviously, it's sad, to lose a student who's just going and celebrating.
Ann was studying abroad this semester in South Korea. Her father wrote a statement saying she was a bright light, loved by all.
And that was Courtney Wheaton reporting. All right, here's a live look on our Kettering Health Skycam. So not the most ideal, maybe, weather for trick-or-treating tonight. Natalie, how much rain are we going to be seeing over the next couple hours?
Well, we got some light scattered showers around the area, so pretty hit and miss through the evening. We do have some spots that are dry right now, but keep that rain gear handy, as it could be coming in handy as we do head into the rest of the evening. We have a front that's pushing its way through. Taking a look at where we do have this storm system pushing its way in. Had the rainfall yesterday, some heavier precipitation that has moved off to the northeast. Now we have our front that's about to push its way in, and as it does so, we'll eventually see those showers begin to taper off. So overnight, we'll see a lingering shower or two. Temperatures, they're going to be in the 50s by early tomorrow morning with some cloud cover, but we clear out by tomorrow afternoon with temperatures in the 60s. Could see a little fog developing by early Wednesday morning. Temperatures in the 40s with temperatures back into the 60s, maybe even some 70s by Wednesday afternoon. I think we'll see some more sunshine than this. But coming up, I will talk about even warmer weather on the way. That's in just a bit.
Natalie, thanks. Another interest rate hike is coming. Adam is at the Now Desk. Any idea how much it's going to be?
It's not clear yet, but if and when it happens, it'll be the 6th consecutive time that it has happened. It's part of the effort to fight inflation. The White House is trying to beat back concerns inflation and rate hikes are destined to torpedo the economy. The Secretary of the Treasury says she doesn't see signs of a recession in this economy at this point. The president points to better than expected GDP numbers to make his case. But a recent inflation report shows prices are still going up, even if a bit slower than over the past few months.
A live look now in Miamisburg as the spookiest night of the year is off soon. Now, these streets, we hope, are going to be full of trick-or-treaters at some point because, of course, it is Halloween at last, and kids are going to be out getting their candy baskets and bags filled in their great costumes. So if you have yet to head out, there may be some ghouls up to no good, so let's talk about some safety tips. The Montgomery County Sheriff's Office says it's bumping up patrols to help keep everyone safe tonight. We asked the office what kind of incidents they typically see this time of year.
We don't see too much other than when you're blending foot traffic with vehicle traffic late at night. That's our main concerns for the most part, is that because you have so much foot traffic crossing the streets going from house to house. So we definitely try to pay attention to that.
Now, deputies say you should use crosswalks and sidewalks whenever available because it is going to be dark out. And if you're planning to be out late, make sure you wear something reflective on your clothing. It helps drivers to see you. Kids should also always be escorted by an adult. And parents, if you notice candy or treats looking suspicious with a wrapper broken or open, just toss them out just to be safe. The #1 goal, of course, to have fun, be safe, and if you see something, say something.
And if trick-or-treating isn't your thing, Dayton's Department of Recreation is giving you 2 free Halloween events for the whole family. Tonight, Fall Harvest, giving you a drive-through rain or shine event. You can get your favorite Halloween treats, see some scary sights along the way, around the decorated lane. 1 or more kids must be in the car to get candy. It's happening until 7:30 along North Bend Boulevard while candy supplies last, so you still have a little bit of time. There's also plenty of Halloween happenings and trick-or-treat dates and times happening tonight. You can find them all in one place. Just go to Dayton247now.com, click on this Miami Valley trick-or-treat schedule in the orange banner at the top of our homepage. And if you and your family are dressing up, we'd love to see those incredible costumes. Parents, you can share your trick-or-treat pictures with us. Just grab your phone, scan that QR code right now, and it'll take you to our Chime In page. You can upload those photos and videos right to us. You might even see them live here on the air.
All right, another live look out of Miamisburg. I think I see a trick-or-treater on the right. Finally, they're out. I don't blame them, though. This weather is not ideal for trick-or-treating, Natalie. Is it going to clear up, hopefully, at some point?
We will have some pockets of drier weather through the evening. So do keep that umbrella handy, but there will be breaks here and there of that precipitation. It is very welcome, though. We do have moderate drought conditions in place. They're going to have another update coming through by tomorrow where they are going to see exactly where we stand. Since we did see some of that rain, 0.90 inches since October 1st. So we're over 2 inches below normal for the month. But I do think with a little bit more rain that we have, we're likely going to be knocked out of the top 10 driest Octobers in record thanks to this rain that we just saw. Now, we do have climbing temperatures on the way, though. In fact, as we start off November, we're talking lower 70s Friday and Saturday, back above normal for this time of the year. I'll have a look at your 7-day coming up.
Natalie, thanks. A classic rom-com from the 90s is getting a new life on stage. Still ahead, where and when you can get your tickets to Pretty Woman, the musical. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
the Dayton 24/7 Now News app, brought to you by the Jeff Schmidt Auto Group.
A 90s classic hitting the stage at the Schuster Center. Elise Coulter tells us how you can get tickets to Pretty Woman.
If you're looking for a great date night or even girls' night out with your friends, get ready because, and I know this is going to be backwards, so don't yell at me for this, Pretty Woman is playing here at the Schuster Center, kicking off tomorrow night. It's going to be a great time. Of course, it's a great show. So there's a lot of really cool things that are going on with this show. Tickets are still available. I don't know if I mentioned that, so I want to make sure I mention it again for you guys. But it is a great show to come bring your girlfriends and hang out and just laugh and have a great time. And of course, who can forget the beautiful Schuster Center, one of my favorite places here in the Miami Valley to visit. Again, if you want to grab tickets, DaytonLive.org. It is from November 1st through the 6th, and tickets are still available right now for all of those shows. So make sure you come on out and just have a great night with your date or your girlfriends, right?
Well, we got showers around the area, so heading out trick-or-treating, pack along the rain gear. Now, we will see breaks here and there. Taking a look at where we do have a heavier pocket of rain making its way between Piqua and Troy at this hour. Troy still has some light rain. Just south, you are a little bit quieter. We do have showers through Miamisburg into the Dayton area. Springboro is clear right now. Xenia, you're getting some rain, but notice this is heading off to the northeast, so you're about to see a little break after this round of rain. But can't rule out another shower or two popping up through the rest of this evening. It's really within the next hour or so we're going to start to see the rain begin to come to an end, though. So we will start to see things improve. Here's a look at that extended forecast. Temperatures in the mid-60s for our Tuesday, upper 60s on our Wednesday. So we start out with cloud cover tomorrow, manage to get some sunshine by the afternoon, and then notice by the end of the week, lower 70s. So this is November.
Hello, November.
November starts tomorrow, and it's going to feel very warm, above normal. It does look like next Sunday is our next best chance for rain, and then we stay pretty mild even as we start off next week too.
Well, despite the rain, getting ring alarms.
They're still out there, yeah.
They're out
right.
there, yeah. All right, thanks for joining us tonight. We're over on Fox Next.